All right, shalom, 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 shalom. Once again, you're under the sounds of the voice of Kahan Tazadaq, and this is your house work. True disciples of Christ and Moray Ali, Captain Benaya. We're your host tonight, and we're going to give you the truth. Tonight's topic's very controversial. It's going to really cut those in particularly that refer to themselves as Muslims and those that refer to themselves as Moors. Tonight's topic is, what is Allah? Who is Allah? And why does so many of our people have strongholds and false beliefs of these doctrines of the New World Order? We're going to go into it tonight. Again, I'm Kahan Tazadaq. And to those of you that's actually in the room, I'm going to post a link in the room, the chat room. And we're asking all subscribers to the channel Deprogram Enlightener and this channel to donate $20. $20 to assist us in constructing a non-501c3 church. A church where the truth is spoken and told through the Spirit of the Most High and His Son. Now, right now, I would like to, before I get started with tonight's message, I would like to pay homage to those brothers and sisters that has already shown love and donated $20 via Cash App from my earlier call today. That was Sister Elisa of T-Dot, Elder Martin Bradley of T-Dot, Miss Beautiful 10. I'm not sure who you are, sister, but that was a beautiful act. Tanya Reynolds, Kiana, Jeffrey Lopes of T-Dot, Anson Armstead, Raheem, by way of Baltimore, Yusef L, a Baltimore of T-Dot. All praises due to the Most High for those people that's donated. Now, one brother said he was actually trying to tender a donation via GoFundMe, and he's actually having problems. I'm not sure what's up with that. You should be able to donate via GoFundMe. A Shalom heaven sent. So again, to all of you coming in here, we're actually asking you to go ahead and make a donation. Every subscriber to this channel, every subscriber to the Deprogram Enlightening channel, to donate $20 to help us construct a church. And with that church, we'll make sure that this truth consistently go out. You got anything, Benaya? Moray Ali? Captain Benaya? Moray Ali? Any of you brothers, Yakim, have anything before we get started with this message so desperately needed? What is Allah? Who is Allah? And what does this have in connection with the Kaaba? Kahan
Kang,
Tazadaq.
Kang. I'm just excited to get the lesson going. You know, this is a very exciting topic, and to encourage those who can, and those who, if you can't do it tonight, make it in your mission before 7 days go by to try to come up with a $20 contribution. At least that way you can say you contributed to going ahead and putting forth, bringing the Most High's word to a bigger audience and a bigger public at a better time and date. Because nobody's giving anybody anything over here. A lot of the brothers, especially Kahan, a lot of this comes from his own blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of sacrifices. A lot of the members too, Brother Benaiah, myself, and many other T-Doc members that aren't currently on the channel right now. Our prayers and blessings are with you. But if you can definitely find it in your heart to make that financial contribution, that would be a blessing. And today, the way the economy is, that's a lunch for a lot of folks. You know, skip that lunch this one time and pack something for home, and definitely put that contributions to a conscientious cause. But I'm definitely excited to get a hold of this lesson tonight because, oh my goodness, a lot of truth's going to come out just like it always does. And I've got my arsenal of Webster's dictionaries and encyclopedias sitting here. So I'm eagerly awaiting, Knock. It's a blessing to be here, and I apologize for my absence last week. I happened to fall straight to sleep, so I still have that old man syndrome a lot of the times, but nevertheless, you know, here we are again, and it's always a pleasure and an honor to be here amongst you Hebrew Israelite brothers.
Con.
Yeah, this is a very important topic. I actually spoke to a gentleman a couple months back who said he was a Muslim, and you know, my grandmother had told him, "Oh, I'm into this crazy church group," you know, which is just the truth of reading the Bible, understanding who I am in terms of bloodline and speaking the truth. And I was explaining to the brother, yeah, you know, about things that we speak about. He's like, "Oh, Muslims do a lot of the same things. I wonder why. I wonder why." But we're gonna get into it. And then on the topic of the building of the church, a non 501c3 church, that's incredible. So where you can actually hear the truth and not be misled or led astray. It's a very, very important thing that we need, especially in our community, to dispel all the misconceptions and untruth. Only thing that's gonna wash that away is the truth. So if every person on the channel, this channel or Kahan's other channel, Deprogram Enlightener, $20 is very simple, very easy. You spend more on that on some people. Some folks spend more going to get Starbucks or McDonald's and all that other type of silly stuff. So it's a very noble thing we're trying to do here, and we appreciate everybody supporting T-Doc, True Disciples of Christ.
Con. So let's get started. So to everyone under the sounds of my voice that follows the religion of Islam, all of you Moors that call on Allah, this message is for you. And all of you that is actually considering becoming a Muslim, and you've been taught that it's one of peace. I'm going to prove to you tonight beyond the shadow of a doubt that it's just the opposite. And I'm going to start with the word jihad. Jihad essentially applies to a range of ideas. It could deal with personal struggle or exerted effort. Now, when we deal with it esoterically, meaning from outsiders of jihad, it is that of a spiritual inner struggle. Watch this, or a striving to alter oneself. Do you follow me, Moray Ali? So the esoteric teaching for insiders of jihad is warfare. It's warfare. Economic warfare. Straw man. That's a form of jihad. But they're not calling that jihad. Now, are they? So economic warfare was actually shown when there was an attack on the Twin Towers. Economic warfare was shown when the Somalians attacked ships. This was done in the earlier years of Islam in the Mediterranean Sea. And yet they continue to do it to this day, Ali. But still, Ali, they say, oh, Islam is such a beautiful religion. It is a religion of peace. That's interesting. Islam uses everything for warfare, even the womb of their women. What are you talking about, Tazadaq? Because the average Muslim over there has 4 or 5 wives if he has any kind of esteem, Ali. But they're doing it for a woman. I mean, for a reason. They're trying to produce as many children as possible for what? For war. For warfare. Do you understand? So they're using the womb of the women to produce warriors for war, for warfare. Yet they say, stop me where I'm lying at, that it is a religion of peace. Bin Laden had 5 wives, Ali. How many of you knew that?
Okay.
Right? They talk about in the Quran. You ever read the Quran? Now let me show something. Let me show him something, Ali, because they say, "Oh, this guy, he don't know nothing about Islam. He's making it up." Let me pull it out. Look at a few Qurans here, Ali. See, you're not talking to a novice. Can't make it up. I got one right here. I got a couple of them here. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yamideen. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas sirata mustaqim. Go on and on, Ali. I got that head.
Go ahead, Doc. I hear you.
So they know that I'm not a novice, Ali. See, I study these things.
I see.
This is what the Most High put in me. I got their most authentic hadiths. Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari. And if you listen, Ali, if you listen to the one that they call the Prophet Muhammad, he said, I left 2 important things for you. Is the Quran and the Sunnah. And I'm going to show you, I was studying their language, Ali. And I was speaking it and writing it fluently. So I'm no novice at this, just so you people can know I was doing this for years. This is the Arabic. It comes from Syriac, very similar to the Greek. So, just showing you a little thing before I get into this topic. You're not dealing with a novice here, okay? You're not dealing with a novice here, just so that you can know, okay? Now that I have your attention, Muslims, Moors, what is Allah? Who is Allah? Now, in that Quran that I held up, Ali, the warfare is against kafirs. Kafirs. You know what a kafir is, Ali? Kafarun. Meaning the non-Muslims. Non-Muslims, non-believers. See, in the end of that prayer, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdinas sirata mustaqim Sirata Zanda. So towards the end of that prayer, Ali, they're saying death to Christians and especially death to the Israelites. That's what they're saying in their prayer.
No doubt.
They're calling them Jews in their prayer. That's what they're saying. So they believe that there's going to be a battle where Muslims kill all Kafirs. Kill all Kafirs, meaning non-Muslims. I want to show you guys how, but they say it's a religion of peace. See, the death toll of all this warfare, right? You have Shiites, right? You have Sunni. Then those all sort of different sects of Muslims, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the death toll of all this warfare over the past 1,400 years of this so-called religion of peace is estimated to be 440 million. That's the fruit of this tree, is destruction of all civilizations that is encountered. Islam was spread by the sword. It was spread by the sword, yet they say it is a religion of peace. It is by far the fastest growing religion in history. See, the word Islam means submission. And they're imposing that submission on all Kafirs everywhere. Now, keep in mind, a Kafir means a non-believer, non-Muslim. It is not just a state or a political movement. It is as if a destroyer has been unleashed upon civilization that is bent on annihilation. So that still begs to answer the question, Ali, what is Islam? What is Allah? And who is Allah? What is Allah? And who is he, so that you may know? I'm going to tell you this, man, and this is going to offend a lot of people. There is no such thing as a peaceful form of Islam. Radical Islam is Islam, giving a look at the history. And it was all set in motion when people devised a plan to move from Rome to Jerusalem. Islam was invented by Catholicism. Wait. Don't get upset, Christians. Don't get upset. I'm telling you the truth. The people that's calling themselves Muslims are nothing but Edomites. They're nothing but Ottoman Turks that went into the land that you call Africa, the Greek word Africa, Mizraim, and they ravished the Hamitic women. And they produced the people that you see today. They're nothing but Ottoman Turks. They have that same spirit of Esau. So Islam was invented by Catholicism. But there's another story. I'm coming to something, man. You're going to learn today where that noise is coming from, man. Yahusha, Yahushai said in the book of Yachanan 16 and 2. Hey, get that for me, Benaiah. Yachanan 16 and 2. Ali, I think you got some background noise coming from your mic.
Okay.
Yachanan 16 and 2. That's how we want it. Where's Ricky Davis?
Kahan. It's the book of Yachanan, chapter 16, verse 2. They shall put you out of the synagogues, yea. The time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
Yeah, you would think that you're rendering service to Elohim. See, religion has the uncanny ability to become a culture of death. Let's look at some of the texts. You got 1.6 billion people and growing that call themselves Muslims. Let's look at some of the texts. that they're taught to live by. Now, I want to ask you, Moors, I want to ask you, Muslims, is Islam a religion of peace? Let me read some of your texts because I'm very familiar with it. We're going to read from the Quran, Ali. I'm going to use their own book against them. Same way I do against the de facto. I'm going to use their own book against them.
Okay.
Reading from the Quran. Reading for Quran. Surah 2, 191. Slay the kafirs, the unbelievers, wherever you find them. Does that sound like peace to you, Ali? Does it sound like peace to me?
La'ah.
Surah 328. Muslims may not take the infidels as friends. That means they can't be friends to us. So all of you think that a Muslim is your friend? Man, he's plotting your death. You're nothing but a damn kafir to him. And when this holy war break out, jihad, he's going to take your damn head off. It said it right there. Now, a true Muslim cannot be a friend with a kafir, a non-believer. If you're not a Muslim, then stop me where I'm lying at. Surah 385, name and crucify the infidels if they criticize Islam. That's heavy, Ali. They said if you say this thing about Islam, to maim you and crucify you.
Okay.
They say it's a religion of peace. Quran, Surah 8, verse 60. Muslims must muster all weapons to terrorize the infidels. Again, an infidel is a kafir, non-believer. Someone is not a Muslim, a non-Muslim. The unbelievers, Surah 865, the unbelievers are stupid. Urge the Muslims to fight them. Does it sound like peace to me? I'm getting to something, man. I'm making a point. Surah 9 and 5. When opportunity arises, kill the infidels wherever you find them. This is the Quran. Al-Quran, Surah 9, verse 30. The Jews and the Christians are perverts. Fight them. Surah 9, verse 123. Make war, jihad, on the infidels living in your neighborhood. Is that not what they're doing? Man, they would stop themselves up, Ali, and blow you to kingdom come, man. Al-Quran 22 and 19. Punish the unbelievers with garments of fire. Hook iron rods, boiling water, and melt their skin and bellies. This is their book, the Quran. Religion of peace, you say? I think not. Quran 47 and 4. Do not hanker for peace with infidels. Behead them when you catch them. That's telling them to decapitate you, man. You got Moors following this. You got Jake following this, calling himself a Muslim. Now, Islam, let's go into a little history. Because what is Allah? I'm just telling you about the religion. I haven't even gotten to what Allah is and who Allah is. And you're going to be astounded. This is right knowledge for real. See, Islam emerged in the 7th century in what they now refer to as the Middle East. It was centered in Mecca. An ancient shrine was already operating at this site. See, this is what you Muslims don't know. I know your history better than you know. The ancient shrine was already operating at that site, holding 360 deities, Ali. 360 deities within a square room. See, in practice, we notice remarkable similarities, Ali, between
Yeah.
Hinduism, such as the prayer beads. Now, any of you that follow mainstream Islam, you know they have prayer beads. So does Hinduism.
Mm-hmm.
Shrines, turrets, they have the crescent moon. So does Hindus. So does the Nation of Islam, huh? Talk back to me. They're bowing towards the object of worship. There are diversions as well. But the most striking aspect is how peaceful Hinduism is, contrast with how violent Islam is. See, the traits of Hindu deity is Shiva. Shiva means the destroyer. Shiva. Any of you know where Shiva comes from? It comes from Babylon. Shiva, there was three parts, just like the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. That whole story came from Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. All forms of the Trinity came from that. There's nothing in the Bible about no damn Trinity. That's nothing but Roman Catholicism, the same thing that created Islam. And then got you idiots believing that, oh, well, these people are wicked. Well, you created it, Esau. Talk back to me, and I dare any of you disprove anything I'm saying. I double dare you. So Shiva, the destroyer, involved violence and mutilation. The crescent moon, the black stone, beads, sometimes made with serpent. It closely relates to the most feared Indian deity, Kali. Kali. Let's talk about the house of Allah. See, Gully knows it. He put it right there, Kali. So let's talk about the house of Allah, the Kaaba. You know what I'm talking about, Ali? They circle the Kaaba, right?
Okay.
Now, the Kaaba, what most of you Muslims don't know and you Moors don't know, and good brother Malcolm didn't know when he traveled there. The Kaaba was a previous address of 360 pagan deities. To those of you that's unaware of what I'm talking about, the Kaaba is like a cube-shaped building called the Kaaba. See, the word Kaaba in Arabic means cube, right? And it's the most scarce place on earth to 1.6 billion devotees that refer to themselves as Muslims. They are obliged to make a pilgrimage at least once in their lifetime. So what is going on in Mecca? What's going on in Mecca? What did the people worship in Mecca prior to Muhammad's Reformation? What is Allah? Who is Allah? Tell you so that you may know. Where is this house? Where's Allah's house? Why do people walk around it? Is there a Hindu connection? See, the site of the Kaaba was being used for purpose that involved 360 pagan deities. These 360 deities was an offshoot from Babel's stellar religion. The worship of the host of heaven infected the entire world. I'm going to tell all you women that call yourself, you say, I'm a black queen. You know what queen you're referring to? Is a queen of heaven. The queen of heaven, which was Semiramis. That's the queen that you're referring to. So the worship of the host of heaven infected the whole earth. In the far east, we receive and enrich amounts of the Babylonian religious behavior. So as the stars rotate around the North Star, Hindu shrines and temples were venerated by walking around them by devotees. So the 360 deities in the Kaaba would logically not come about by random accident. They're following the Hindu religion. You understand? But had spread from somewhere else. And the Hindu religion came from where? It came from Babylon. The Babylonians worshiped Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. Numbered the days at 360, linking their yearly cycle creation, Brahma, preservation, Vishnu, and destruction, Shiva. See, that's their trinity. But where did this trinity come from that they have in Hindu? It came from Babylon. It came from Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. All forms of trinities is. That's where the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost came from in Christianity. Any of you that's worshiping a trinity, it came out of Babylon because you're confused. So three aspects of Hinduism is creation, which is Brahma, preservation, which is Vishnu, and destruction, which is Shiva, right? So is it possible that the shrine at Mecca is an ancient Hindu site of Shiva worship? I contend that it is. See, the symbol of Shiva is what? Anyone know what the symbol of Shiva is? The symbol of Shiva is the crescent moon. Just like Louis Farrakhan has on his hat. Just like Shriners have on their fezzes. You see that? Just like Turkey has on its flag because they all worship Shiva. Do you understand? All Muslims bow down and pray towards a building called the Kaaba shrine. From which source comes the crescent moon? Anyone know where the crescent moon came from? When you look at old Mecca, there was a square-shaped room. It had one entrance. But in recent decades, they changed what the Kaaba looks like. It's a much bigger building. Let's talk about the Black Stone connection. Now, first of all, any of you damn jakes following this nonsense, you're out of your damn mind. Because they tell you the Black Stone used to be white, that it fell from heaven. And before it fell from heaven, it was white. And when people touched it, it became black. So what they're telling you idiots is black is synonymous with sin. But you don't know a damn thing. The only thing you want to do is get in your damn car, trying to tempt one of these wicked Eves, riding around your little damn BMW, riding around the block again and again, trying to tempt one of these Eves, playing the same damn song over and over, trying to get her to look at you. Jake is messed up, Ali. So the black
Yes, he is. Yes.
The Black Stone of Mecca, or the Kaaba stone, is essentially a Muslim relic. According to Islamic tradition, the stone dates back to the time of Adam and Eve. It is an eastern cornerstone of the Kaaba. It's considered to be scarce. The Black Stone is touched by pilgrims as they walk around the Kaaba in the center of the Grand Mosque in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It is thought to be so scarce, it could cure impotence. Can't get an erection, Ali, they say, go and touch the Black Stone. It'll cure your impotence.
Wow.
What kind of damn madness is this, man?
Wow.
I can't make this up. I can't make it up.
Wow.
Ali, they say, old man go there and touch the black stone. He's going to stand up, Ali, like a soldier in the valley of dry bones. He's going to stand up. I guess it put some testosterone back in him. I don't know. This is nothing but mythological BS, man.
Exactly.
That's all this is, man. It'll cure impotence and other diseases for that matter, right? Now, what about the black? Now, let me show you where they got this from, man. Now, there's something in Hindu called a black Shiva lingam stone, right? The black Shiva lingams are rare and considered to be very scarce. They were believed to contain energy for protection. See, that's something out there women get into. You understand what I'm talking about, Ali? They're going to collect well, Eve ain't nothing but a damn demon, man. She going to collect these damn stones, putting stones by a children's head to thinking a stone. Man, our people are wicked, man. Oh, you got this from Shiva, man. Yo, you practicing Hinduism. You know I'm not lying, man. You see Eve, she told me about putting stone next to people. Yeah. I had that dumbass, what's that dude named Yaya Bay, man. Putting stones on things. That's nothing but witchcraft, man. That all came from Shiva, it came from Hinduism. So the black Shiva lingams are rare and considered to be very scarce. See, they believed to contain energy for protection. That's what Yaya Bay believe, man. You bringing that damn stuff over here, Most High gonna put your wicked behind the death. That's why you had a demon on you. See, they were once only found in Hindu temples. Now Jake done got a hold to it. Eve going around. That's sad, man. They're the source of the New Age idea that the cosmic energies are present in crystals and various kinds of gems and stones. I hear these damn Egyptologists talking about this nonsense, man. You people are nothing but demons, and unless you repent, the Most High gonna put all of you to death. Because the Most High's not playing with neither one of you. The people are wicked, man. And they just do it. They don't know where they get it from. They're just regurgitating what they heard. They don't go and do the research on it.
You see them a lot nowadays. They wear the crystals around their neck and stuff like that. It's pretty simple-minded. A lot of people are.
Come on.
They just think on a two-dimensional level. Don't even care to even, because what you put on is a reflection of you. You know. So if I'm gonna wear a crystal, then obviously you putting faith in a damn rock, idiot.
So these crystals and these various other kind of stones, the egg shape is considered to be a phallic symbol of the Hindu god Shiva. That's what the egg shape in these stones. Shiva lingam represents both male and female, and they're also thought of as a cosmic egg. And they believe that all creation emerged from this cosmic egg. Don't believe me? Anybody in religion? I mean, in Hindu religion, stop me where I'm lying at. So there's something called Shivaling ritual. And this is actually the most scarce in Hinduism. And these stones, they may be any color. And they're called Shivalingams, right? The egg-shaped stone is placed over the hole of the vagina-shaped metal object called a uni. I can't make this up, man. And that's supposed to be representing the vagina of Shiva's spouse.
Okay, bingo. That's
Shakti.
it.
You see what I'm saying?
Hey.
The egg-shaped stone and the domes represent Shiva's phallus. Right?
Kang.
See, the Western world uses a tree and the wreath as the occult sex object for the nativity of the sun. But you damn morons, reindeers fly in the skies coming up, Ali, they put a wreath on their door, not realizing that is representing a sexual object of the nativity of the sun worship. See, in Shiva Lingam ritual, milk is literally poured over the objects inside Shiva's shrines. You understand? They pour milk over it. Now, as we see, pagan worship went underground and the meanings were hidden from the eye of the casual observer. And this is why a lot of our people, in particular our women, are fooling around with these damn stones. You don't know a damn thing, man. You need to listen to this about 5 times. Then I want you to go and check it out. Because it's cutting every single one of you that does this foolishness. You Egyptologists, you Moors, you damn people into this new age thing. You don't know what you're doing, man. The meanings we're hitting. See, it's called the occult for a reason, Ali. The mystical meaning is understood only by those that receive the esoteric understanding, not just by a regular novice. Those outside only see the surface or exoteric. See, there's esoteric and there's exoteric. Most of you clowns are exoteric. You understand what I'm saying? But the esoteric, they have the true understanding of what this stuff means. But you're exoteric, meaning outside. So from what we've heard so far, there are shared objects and rituals found in Islam. They're also used all around the world in Hinduism. And one of them came before the other, borrowing the idolatry from Hinduism. So we put everything together, something highly offensive to our Creator is literally in his face when he placed his name forever. See, the mosque on the Temple Mount is built with the features of Shiva's shrine. Right? Stop me where I'm lying at. Where's David David? No David tonight, huh? So when you look at buildings like the nation's capital, right? When you look at buildings like the nation's capital, the dome object penetrating the center area of this structure has no significance to worship of Yahuwah, right? But a striking resemblance of Hinduism worship of Shiva and Shakti. See, the Far East is filled with Shiva shrines, many with central domes emerging from the center. They're true ritual objects associated with what is known as Shivaling, and they're both on display in architectural of many buildings like the nation's capital. See, there's a big stone in the middle of the shrine. It's believed partially to be the foundation stone on which rests the Ark of the Covenant. So Islamic tradition teaches it is a gift from Gabriel. Yet it is also believed to be the same stone on which Abram took his son Yeshak, meaning Isaac, to be offered to Yahweh on the Mount of Moriah. And so for this reason, it has messianic significance. But the outrage of Yahweh will pour out on this earth very, very soon. He will shake not only the earth, but he will shake the heavens, right? He's going to explode. He's going to shake up it all. When we look at the population Jericho worships, they worship the moon. See, the name of the city itself refers to the Canaanite moon deity called Yarek. See, that's a word based on the Hebrew word for moon, Yahweh. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. Have a look at Strong's 3394. The worship of the host of heaven has spread everywhere from Babel. The overview simply points out some general connections one could actually easily make between Hinduism and Islam, architectural objects and rituals. Right? The dome designs used all over the world in religions and governmental architectures like the nation capitals it also originates from the sexual symbolism of Shiva and the ritual called Shivaling. The insertion of the black stone into a yani, then pouring milk over them, is the most scarce ritual in the Shiva shrine. Can't make this up, man. So Allah is represented by the object shown, known as the black stone, from 4 different angles. The crescent is usually on their chest. The crescent and the star in Hinduism represent Shiva and Shakti, right? So where's this circle in the Kaaba comes from? The ancient customs of circular walking or circumambulating is practiced by Hindus, Buddhists, Muslims, Roman Catholics. See, Catholicism invented many worship habits from Hinduism, such as ashes on their foreheads. See, they put the little red dot on their forehead, Ali, in Hinduism, holy water. Ain't got nothing to do with scriptures. Halos, image of deities. Pillars on shrines. They took all of this from these other religions. See, Muhammad took 359 images of various deities out of the Kaaba, insisting there was only one deity, which is Allah. See, prior to that, they had 360 deities in there. They didn't just worship Allah. Muhammad came up with that. Well, there's only one deity. There's only one God. His name is Allah. The Kaaba is considered a house of Allah. Stop me where I'm lying at. And Muslims practice the ancient customs of walking around it as an act of worship, just as they were accustomed to doing when the 360 idols were inside. The practice is called Tawaf and shows the worshippers' unity in their service to Allah. When we read on Wikipedia, it states the circle begins from the black stone on the corner of the Kaaba. If possible, Muslims are to kiss or touch it, but this is often not possible because of the large crowds. So it is accepted for them to simply point or hold their hands to the stone. They're also to make the tikbah prayer. Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, each time that they approach it. Talk to a Muslim, man, I can't make it up. The Catholic Mary stands for what? The Catholic Mary stands above on a crescent, an image shared by Babel. The Far East, Egypt, and many other Babylonian trinities of Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz became the model for all future pagan worship. All you in the Christianity doing this is pagan worship. All you in the Hinduism doing this is pagan worship. See, the worship of the host of heaven focused on the Babel's name of Nimrod as a sun deity. It's also called astrology. Moors are heavy in astrology, Ali. Astrology. See, the Hindu trinity,
Okay.
Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva show the principles of creation, perseverance, and destruction. The third member of this trinity, Shiva, is associated consistently with the crescent moon and the principles of destruction. So when you pray to Allah, Muslims, Moors, what are you doing? See, I read that Muslims pray to the mother of Yahusha, whom they call Isa. Stop me where I'm lying at. From Latin, Aisa, from the Latin Vulgate. So in 1992, a Muslim came and he started asking questions about the truth. He said, how many deities do you pray to? One. Then he said, do you also pray to Mary? Because his faith also taught him to pray to Mary. And so I explained to the man that, hey man, Muslims pray to Mary because Catholics pray to her. And then the man looked confused. And he didn't know what to think. See, the Quran mentions Mary 44 times, yet the writing of scriptures only mention her name 19 times. There's a shrine and Muslims and Christians pray 3 daily times together. Over 1 million devotees come there from all over the world, and they pray to the Virgin Mary, or the so-called Virgin Mary. So Allah is not what you think it is. Pretty much Islam comes from the religion of Hinduism. What you got, Ali? Prayer beads. I could go into that. How to use prayer beads.
Okay.
Go ahead,
I wanted to
Ali.
add about I believe it's the book of Joseph or Josias, and it's in chapter 24. That's where I had came into the knowledge of Allah's name being in the actual Bible here, but it's most definitely not right up in your face in there. But I'm going to go to the book of I believe this is Joshua. Let me turn here into mine. It's page 257. Okay, we're in the book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 26. And it says here, bear with me here. It says, and Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of the Most High Yahweh, and took a great stone and set it up there under an oak that was by the sanctuary of the Most High. And that's all capital, capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D. So then once I had looked up oak, because, you think of, I forget how that oak tree ties into Allah, but if you look up oak, it takes you to H427 of the Strong's Concordance. And I'm actually turning to H427 right now. So just bear with me here. It's very shocking what I had discovered. 427. 420. Okay, at 427, it's written in Hebrew first. And then right next to it, it's spelled ALEXANDRIA. A, and that's basically pronounced Allah, Allah. And then it's a variation of H424, and it says oak. So I go to H424, and it says in Hebrew, and then it says Ella, Ella, and it's feminine. So now Allah the oak done turned into a feminine right here, and it says an oak or other strong tree. And then it goes into 352. It says go to H352. But I think what caused me to stop is the fact that the oak tree became feminine somehow. And then you brought up earlier about the black stone and what that actually represents. That actually represents a certain female anatomy, an anatomy on a female or whatnot. And here it is. They're saying Allah here is feminine. Another thing that I had come to realize too is that in certain books, like I have a copyright dictionary here that also says that Allah pronounced Eloha. And when you say Eloha, you're talking about a goddess versus Elohim. That was something else that was pretty shocking in there too. And I come to find out that, here in our Torah, it's totally against any type of moon worshiping, but every Islamic mosque that you go to, predominantly, a lot of them are led by that crescent moon or that star that's in the middle. Now, I think that's odd because, here it is, we're supposed to be using those symbols to try to tell the time and the dates for, certain things going on, but it was never meant for us to actually sit up here and worship the sun in any matter. Because once again, our Tanakh actually tells us against that. I'll go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 4, and I'll show you how that's to be so. Because for what other reason would you have a device like that over your church? Those symbols. Same thing with the Christian church too. They have a cross up there, but we ain't talking about the Christian churches right now. We're talking about exactly what's going on with these temples that hold these images on the top of them, in which the Most High is saying not to do, which takes me to Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 4. It says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above." I'm going to stop right there and think about it. This sun, this moon, it's not in the ocean. This moon is not on earth. This is in the heavens. And here it is, the Most High say, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It says that is on earth beneath, or that is in the water up underneath. It says don't worship it. Don't make any type of graven images like that. And here they do it. Also, I found in the book of Deborahim, Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 3, had actually even touched on that also. And it says, "And have gone and served other little g, little o, little d, little s, and worship them, either the sun," and in this case is the moon, "or any of the host of heaven, which I have not commanded." But here it is with these guys, that's that crescent moon there. So, here it is, the Most High saying, don't do that. Don't worship any of those gods. Little g, little o, little d, little s. Something else I thought was pretty peculiar. On many occasions, I go to look up that word Allah, and of course, it's just a title. That's not a name. That's just a title. However it goes, that's not the name. And the Most High says, "Call my name." He don't say call my title. He say call my name. So when you look up Allah, you'll come to find out it just means just that. It's a title. It doesn't denote a name. And another thing I found out, which was pretty crazy, was when I looked up Allah, it said little g, little o, little d. So then you go back to Psalms 82, verse 6, when the Most High said, "You are all gods, you are all children of the Most High." So, and gods is spelled little g, little o, little d. So ultimately, you're worshiping something that's got just about the same juice as you, nothing more, nothing less. And then another one that brought up to my attention was Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19. That even touched upon, worshiping heavenly host. And this is chapter 4, verse 19. And least thou, and it's saying at least thou lift their eyes into the heaven, which thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven should be driven to worship them and serve them, which saith the Most High, that the Most High have divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. So Most High said, don't worship the moon, don't worship the sun, don't worship the stars. But here it is, man is doing this very thing. He erects these buildings and put these very objects that the Most High say, don't make this graven image. Okay, so they get together, they form something of their hand. These Bamas could have made a 4-leaf clover, but they done set up there and made a doggone moon, man. They doing exactly what the Torah is telling you not to do. Why do it? Who they trying to tap into is what I'm figuring this, because the Most High ain't never gave no direction for us to worship any heavenly bodies like that. No type of celestials. I mean, once again, we're all celestial beings, and the Most High. Look here, that's the ultimate juice right there. That's where you want to be tuned in. That never in which a God calls himself a little g, little o, little d. So, even with that being said, I suggest a lot of people do exactly what I've just did and to start looking into that Strong's Concordance. And anytime you are, these gods out there, anytime they spell little g, little o, little d, be very aware, because the creator of this universe, this planet and many other things, you'll never find his name. You'll never find Yahweh name spelled with little g, little o, little d. That just don't make no sense. But nevertheless, I digress. But here it is, we were able to find that in the book of Joseph, and this is chapter 24, verse 26, and that took you to the Hebrew Strong's Concordance, H427, and what that took you to was the fact that it's spelled A-L-L-A, Allah. Okay? So with that being said, it tells you to go to H424, and H424 simply states feminine, Eloha, ha, not Elohim. So it's telling you Allah is some type of feminine something, some type of woman. My goodness.
I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna touch on that crescent moon in the name of Allah, because actually Allah in truth is really a Hebrew word.
Okay.
The Hebrew and the Arabic is closely related, but Allah is actually a word found in the Hebrew. But first, you brought up that crescent moon. So Islam developed a monotheistic faith, right? Within the context of a polytheistic one, because essentially, remember I said they had 360 deities in that place now they call the Kaaba. Muhammad chose one of them out of there. So it inherent rituals such as that crescent moon that you were speaking about, Ali, and the stars from its polytheistic background when they had 360 deities. Let me hit you something. All pagan religions involve sexual elements in their services, and their ritual objects literally portray this. See, Shiva and his consort Shakta play a highly sexual role in the religion of Hinduism. And one of the most scarce ritual objects in Hinduism is the symbol, right? So it literally represents the Hindu Trinity again, which was Brahma, which is creation, Vishnu, which is preservation, and Shiva, which represents destruction. So the crescent and the star represents the sexual union of Shiva, Shiva representing the crescent, and Shakti, the star. So the ideas do not surface out of a vacuum that these Muslims now follow today in Mecca. So if the Kaaba is an ancient Shiva shrine, it actually explains why there's no ancient archaeology evidence of when it was originally built. See, its original builders were definitely polytheistic. The Kaaba is only scarce to Islam because it was scarce to Muhammad. See, almost 1/4 of the earth's population bows down to the house of Allah. But what was the former purpose of the shrine known as the Kaaba? And how do a Hindu symbol inform us of its identity and its deity? See, since the 8th century, we go right back to the 8th century, there was a borderless spirit of war that was spreading throughout the earth. Right? Beginning around 200 BCE, it was that old religion of Babel. And it was meshing with variations of itself. Right? So Babel's astrological symbols, Zu or zodiac, they call it zodiac. I'm talking about Zu. It spread it everywhere. And so you meet someone, Ali, oh, what's your sign? They don't even know what the hell they're doing. Hindu temples and mosques are the same things. But one forces on the worship of the destroyer, which is Shiva, right? In the Hebrew, Abaddon, Greek, Apollyon, the Tower of Babel design is expressed in steeples, obelisk, right? And these can be seen around the north. You have gold balls that represents the sun, and they're commonly part of the design and also widely used on flagpoles. See, a flagpole got a little ball on the top. That symbolizes the sun worship. You understand what I'm saying? Many poles, many steeples, many obelisks, they have these things. Babel's astrology was the worship of the host of heaven. So the worship services employed the shrine, prostitutes. A nun was a prostitute. How many of you knew that? A nun was a prostitute. Bible don't tell you to be no nun. It tell you to be fruitful and multiply. It says she would be saved through childbirth. So why are Catholics telling women to become nuns? Where did it come from? Mama Canas. That's what the nuns came from. So since fertility was the base object, the sex drive was harnessed by the dragon to achieve control over mankind. So we see the power of the sexual enticement working. Let's get the book of Numbers, Benaiah 25, verse 1 through 3. We see the power of sexual enticement working in the book of Numbers 25, verse 1 through 3. Because Yahweh's people joined to Baal, Peor, by committing whoredom with the women of Moab. So the Israelites was going heavy in the Chinese women.
You got it, Benai.
Kahan. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 1. And Yasharallah abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom
See that?
with the Kahan. People began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Verse 2. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods.
See that? So they started worshiping their gods. Israel started worshiping their gods. Just like today. You want to be every damn thing but what you are. Yeah, we don't.
And the people did eat and bow down to their gods.
See that? Baal.
Verse 3. And Yasharallah joined himself unto Baal Peor,
Mm-hmm.
and the anger of the supreme Allahan, Yahweh, was kindled against Yasharallah.
Come on. Let's get Daryl. Let's get the book of Revelations 2, verse 14. See, a typical pagan temple was surrounded by booths with straw floors where the worship services were performed. So enslaved temple prostitutes, right? Because inside of these temples, see, this is what they don't want you to know, man. All of these temples, they had prostitutes in there that were slaves. So these enslaved temple prostitutes, they cover themselves to remain anonymous. Know what they was called? Know what they called today? Nuns. Nuns. They cover themselves to remain anonymous.
Kahan, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 14. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Yasharallah, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication.
See that? See that? Sexual wickedness. Fornication, sexual wick. Let's get the book of Bereshit, Genesis 38, verse 19. Because I say they cover themselves, and I can prove it. Yahweh's daughter-in-law, Yahuda's daughter-in-law, Tamar, covered herself. When we read the book of Genesis 38 and 19, that was his daughter-in-law. Why she covered herself? She was a prostitute. She was a temple prostitute.
Kahan, the book of Bereshit, Genesis, chapter 38, verse 19. And she arose and went away and laid by her veil from her.
See that? By her veil from her, you know.
And put on garments of her widowhood.
Of her widowhood, you know.
And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend, the Aldumnanite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then he asked the men of that place, saying, where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside?
See, that's the part I want. See, she was a prostitute. But she trying to cover herself to disguise it. I'm gonna hit you something. Many of you women are prostitutes. You cover your hair. You was a hoe. You go from man to man. See, she covered herself. She was a prostitute, a harlot, you know.
And they said, there was no harlot in this place. And he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her.
You can stop right there. So, sitting beside the roads to a pagan shrine, she deceived Yahuda, to make him believe she was a shrine prostitute. And the purpose of the buckler was primarily for the anonymity of prostitutes. The only connection it had with ritual religion is that of a pagan temple prostitute. A pagan temple prostitute. So Yahweh has made no instructions in the use of buckler, right? And since the confusion of language at the Tower of Babel, the dragon has ruled the hearts of all nations through astrology and occult, mysticism and mysteries. You got Moors that's heavy into that stuff, man. And these Egyptologists. What has been hidden is now being revealed to be the mother of harlots, Babylon the Great, We wrestle against forces in heavenlies. Their doctrines is a doctrine of demons. You see, anyone know? You see when some people pray, Ali, they do this. They put their hands together. You see the Catholics doing that?
Okay.
You know where that came from? That came from Hinduism. That came from Hinduism.
Mm-hmm.
You see the nuns do it. They got the prayer beads in their hands. That came from Hinduism. The Buddhist nun had prayer beads also. They folded their hands. That's a Buddhist Hindu nun gesture of worshiping forces. They worship snakes. They worship crescent moons. They worship bees. They're bowing and they're circular walking and they're praying in circles. That is not of the Most High. Now let's deal with this. See, the Arabic language gives us insight on chronology of the original Hebrew. See, these two languages are very closely related. Well, as are the people, right? They came from the seed of Abraham. One group was chosen by Yahuwah, obviously, that's Yasha Allah, Israel, in a covenant of love to draw all mankind to himself in love. The other followed another path. Let's get the book of Bereshit, Genesis 16, 11 through 12. Genesis 16, 11 through 12. We're supposed to avoid these pagan customs. Then someone get Joshua 24, 14, and 15. Because we're supposed to avoid these pagan customs, man.
Kahan, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 11 through 12. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abraham's brother, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods and departed. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Ishmael, and brother of Ener. And these were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, and he his servants by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Horeb, which is on the left hand.
And we can stop right there. Let's get Joshua 24, 14 through 15. Ali was talking about the word Allah. We're going to look at it. Allah.
This is the book of Joshua. Joshua, chapter 24, verse 14.
Come on.
Now therefore, fear the Supreme Allahan, and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood.
So you have to put away all these other gods, Allah, Krishna, Buddha, Shiva, and so on and so forth. Read on.
And in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh, thy supreme Allahan.
All right. So now, Allah. Let's look at the Hebrew origin of the word. We had Mori Ali touching on. Let's look at the Hebrew origin of the word Allah. See, there's confusion about this term Allah. A lot of you believe that it's a name. I hasten to tell you, Muslims, Allah is not a name. I respectfully let you down easy, Moors. Allah is not a name. Allah comes from Alif, Lamed, Hey, because it is mistaken to be a proper noun or the name of a deity. Allah is literally a Hebrew term and it is not a name. It is not a name. Allah is a pronoun, Ali. It's a pronoun. Allah is the pronoun that Muslims call an ancient moon deity. Allah, Allahain are pronouns understood to mean God. The root al, A-L, is spelled Aleph Lamed, meaning upwardness, exalted, mighty, high above, and so on and so forth. See, the language of the descendants of Ishmael, Ishmael is very close to that of their father, Abraham. The crescent moon symbol has been taken to symbolize a faith group called Islam since the 7th century, worshiping things in the heavens above. It's prohibited. That's prohibited by the second commandment. We should never bow down to any image. See, the worship of the host of heaven and zodiacs, the constellations, like you Moors like to do, has always been a stumbling block for the nations. The symbol of the crescent moon shown beneath the sun is a common image used throughout history. See, in plain sight on the U.S. Great Seal, the lower banner forms a crescent. Do you understand? Do you understand? Forms a crescent. So Allah is not the name of the Most High. You walk around the Kaaba. You pay homage to Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. Daryl, you got anything? It's too
Khan, to touch on what Ali was saying, you go back to I think it was Exodus, and the Most High said not to worship any false idols and graven images, and that's a wrap right there. So you know they you know all of these other nations they
Jake doing it too, though, Daryl. You got Israel doing it too, though, Daryl.
they've inherited lies from their father.
But there's a brother that's calling himself an Israelite, Daryl, and Israelites come in the store, he give them a discount, and I saw a damn door, a damn sign on the door saying "closed for the holidays for Thanksgiving." I lost a lot of respect for him there, real talk. Closed for the holidays.
Damn.
It ain't our holidays.
You know what happened, man? The Most High took his mom, man.
Wow.
Now he was closed all last week and he's still closed. Right after that, Most High took his mom. He's been doing a lot of weird things, man, yet he going around claiming Israel. So where your fringes at, brother? How come your woman's not covered? They always have a good alibi. It's not good enough for the Most High, though. Go ahead, Daryl.
When Abraham taught in Egypt, and all these other nations gathered, and he taught them the sciences, they took that back to their lands and incorporated not only the sciences, but the faith, and they bastardized it into whatever fit their deities. Just to make it clear that there's only one truth, and all of these other man-made religions, if you truly look at them and follow them, and you want to find the truth, even if you're into that stuff, it's going to lead you back to the Most High. And then you're going to have to throw that stuff out. Because it tells you in Exodus, you're not supposed to be following or worshiping or idolizing anything but him. You can't put a crystal around your neck and talk about, this gives you some type of power. Your power only comes from him. Whether you want to believe it or not. But that's what it all boils down to. You can waste your time chasing after that, because it either makes you feel some kind of way or brings you some riches or whatever you into. But in the end, it says every knee will bow. Sorry. That's all I had, Kahan.
Ali, man.
Ali, you know I'm here. You know I'm here, brother.
Y'all got anything else, man?
I just like to add about that whole graven image thing. Nothing made from the heavens, on earth, or under the ocean. To graven anything, you got to do some formation. You got to manipulate whatever it is in your hand in order to form it into some type of symbolism. And that's what's going on a lot, because surely the Muslims have the moon and the Christians have that cross. That's something they formulated with something here right on this earth. Not in the ocean, of course. The wood pieces that they use, the iron that they use to make the crosses, all types of ridiculousness. And then you do have some Hebrew Israelites who ignorantly, make it their mission to put emphasis on the Star of David. None of these things, all that energy, and that's just what it is. Energy is supposed to be given to the Most High and no other God but Yahweh. But just like the good brother Daryl said, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess to the name of the Most High. And once again, we're going back to Allah being a Hebrew word, first of all. So if it's a Hebrew word, what you think the people that speaking that call themselves Hebrews, right? Not Muslims. So, you know, just some of those elementary Mike Tyson punches is enough to make any elementary graduate, you know, come into the recollection of truth, because there's no point of being reborn again if you're not replacing that reprobated mindset based on facts. And any good dictionary, like I said, will break down those simplicities. You know, there's really no room to stand. There's no time for error. You know, there's no room for error. All the person has to do is look at history, become an etymologist. You know, that's something that is not done. A lot of people, I guess the truth don't really matter until that person themselves find out private time to go study this truth. Because I know it to be the truth. You know it to be the truth. The books know it to be the truth, but it doesn't mean a thing until a person gets tired of hearing lies and goes to search and seek out and prove these truths to be self-evident. So, you know, I guess for some of the people it's one of those things. You just pick up a dictionary, you know, pick up a dictionary or go to your Bible and get the Strong's Concordance. And like I said, they're right there telling you automatically you're dealing with an Eloha, you know, a feminine God, you know. But I tell you, a lot of folks just got to start picking up those books and start doing their independent research, because other than that is really opinionated. You know, once again, that's why I like staying tuned to these type of outlets, because here it is, we have yet to share our opinion. You know, a lot of the things were brought to you by out of reference books and age-old facts that state these things. You know, don't be deceived, people. You don't gotta, you know, inherit that reprobated mind at all times. And here it is, the Most High is saying, you know, don't serve other these gods which your enemies are serving around you. And the people are giving their energy to gods that have not even created them, gods that man have come up with, you know. And it's getting ready to happen again with, you know, the 25th coming up here, you know, more pagan worships. But you know, when will they wake up, brother? I don't know, but I always ask the Most High by any means necessary to keep waking up the reprobated minds, even if one of them or two of them have to give up the ghost.
Mm.
I guess that's it.
I hate to say it so bluntly, but it's the truth, because those aren't my people. My people aren't reprobates. My people are Hebrew Israelites. My people are not Negro. They're Hebrew Israelites. My people aren't African Americans. They're Hebrew Israelites. My people aren't Muslims. They're Hebrew Israelites. You know, my people ain't colored. They're Hebrew Israelites. They none of those bywords. Like I said, something as simple as a dictionary will definitely, you know, decipher truth. It would basically break it down for a person. But you know, we stand to gain nothing here. You know, our reward is with the Most High, most definitely. We want to do is the people to wake up from that deep sleep that they done lied and put us in so comfortably. You know, and I know as time progresses, we're getting a lot wiser, because just like you said, Kahan, even Malcolm L. Shabazz, better known as Malcolm X, even he fell for the okey doke. But I know, you know, everybody got their purpose to serve, you know. So with that being said, it's just a blessing once again to be here on the channel. And I know some of the brothers weren't able to come on tonight, but sometimes I find myself in that predicament. I'm always glad that you can always hit repeat and play, but I'm also a realist too. I know this type of information ain't gonna always be readily available, because the people are gonna go back into a deep sleep again. It's gonna be like, you know, hey, they don't care and they're gonna shut it down and they're gonna try to hide this information again. But you know, I'm so appreciative for outlets still like this, because you know they're trying their best to suppress this information. And I don't know what causes a lot of people not to stay tuned, but tonight was definitely something to get a hold to. You know, I understand we don't battle against flesh and blood, but spiritualities. You know, I just ask the Most High that He continues to put a strong watch and a strong shield over all the T-Doc members and the brothers that's MIA. We stand in the gap for you tonight, brothers. You know, pick back up your cross, and we'll be back on this bump and grind again next week, same time, same place. But a lot of good information came out tonight, and I like to always state that we don't stand to a point to where we're sharing our opinions on here. None of this is opinionated. Signed, sealed, delivered. It's in the history books, and the good brother Kahan coming up out of the Quran. Man, how blessed is that? And you know that he's bringing out that kind of truth out of both books. You know, like I say, folks, you better wake up, or fall for that wide road to destruction. You know, there's a very, very few people who are actually gonna read the books, get the reference books, and do these simplicities. Just get a good dang on dictionary, for crying out, or a good encyclopedia. They're telling you what's going on in there. We just share plenty of evidence tonight, but you'll always have those, you know, suffering from Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed because they're a lack of knowledge, and then they reject knowledge, so I will also reject them. They will not be any priests or princes to me. This is the Most High saying this, so you know that's okay. That's why I say a lot of those folks out there, they're not my people. So I don't tend to sit up here and have any type of emotions for it. It's strictly business. I know that the lesser gods out there got to have their servants, and I know the Most High God has to have his servants. It's like many are called, few are chosen. But with that being said, I digress.
Go on.
Shut it down, man.
Shalom,
The circle
brother.
keeps getting smaller and
Shalom.
smaller, man. Smaller and smaller.
We appreciate you, Khan.
That's okay.
Hey,
It's lonely at the top.
On your link for the donation, it said it wasn't working right.
Really?
Just for the
You're the second one that said that. Let me see.
The donation for the church. I clicked on it.
You're talking about the GoFundMe, right?
Right.
You're the second one that said that, man.
Hold on, didn't you say the Cash App was good though, huh?
Yeah, Cash App's good, but let me see. I don't know where that thing wouldn't be working, man. Let's see.
Hold on, and before you go, you got to give a shout out to the people that's contributing, because I want to hear my name.
I did that at
getting
the
ready
beginning, kid. I did it at the beginning.
All right, well, you got
what
new
about this one,
contributors.
Daryl? Let's see what happens right here. I'm gonna post it in the room right here, Daryl. I think that's what you need right there. I think that's what you need right there, Daryl. You see that link in the room right there?
Yeah, I got it.
Post it again, man. I think it wasn't working because I'm gonna give you my
Yeah, I still get the same message. Donations paused.
Huh?
It says donations paused. Our team has contacted the organizer with a solution, and donations will resume once the issue is
Okay, let me have a look at this, man, because I don't know what's going on here. Let's see.
Okay, don't go offline until we take care of that. Look, I just sent my contribution, so praise the Most High. We just not talking it, brothers and sisters. We living it.
You know what, Ali? I didn't pause this thing, though, man. You know what I mean?
How did it get paused?
I don't know, man. I haven't used it in a minute. You know what I mean? At least a year and a half. They might have paused it.
Oh.
Let's see, man. What is the email to this, man? Wow.
Yeah, real quick, Ali, was that when you did the lesson the other night? Was that a some type of apocrypha dictionary that you showed on the screen? It was
yes, that was it. The all black book, Ark.
Yes.
Yes, that was the Apocrypha itself.
Oh, okay. It was just an apocrypha, like the red ones, the traditional red ones.
That's correct.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some type of dictionary to accompany the apocrypha.
Oh no, that was the actual Apocrypha.
Okay.
One of the printouts that I had acquired. But I know it's something definitely to keep in there because, you know, when we were talking about the Hanukkah celebration, the brothers was able to bring out, Kahan was able to bring out the fact that they spoke about the Maccabees in there and why, in fact,
Right.
we're celebrating Hanukkah. So that's why I
Right.
like to keep a sword like that. And there's some other stuff they talk about in that Apocrypha too. I want to say Apocrypha stands for hidden or something like that. But I know they canonized it. They took it out the regular Bible, brother. Look, some of the stuff that's in there, brother, it tells us straight up and down it's us.
Oh yeah. And I got the girls are currently doing all 4 books right now of Maccabees.
Okay.
And, that's I just thought that was something to accompany that. But I have the whole apocrypha, and then also I got the apocrypha that's in the actual Sefer. So
Okay.
I don't see why this is paused, man.
We need as many reference
I'll
books
hit it
and as
up
many
on
of those books as possible.
I'll do the Cash App, Kahan.
Hold on, man, but I still need to get this up, man. Update your password. No, I'm saying pause, man. Last donation over here was 16 months ago, Ali.
Wow. That's a minute. Yeah, so they probably paused it out.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
that
they did that, though.
technology. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they did it either.
I sent mine in through Cash App.
Yeah, but I'd like to know what's going on here, though, man.
Dang.
I don't see anything that's saying that this thing is paused.
I tell you, that technology sometimes is as good as you can throw it, which ain't too far.
Oh, man. Settings.
Is it saying it was suspended, right?
It said pause.
Pause.
Yeah.
I'm reading this thing. I pray that it's not, but I'm not even going to speak into existence.
Well, what is what did it say?
It's saying, why is my fundraiser suspended? This is on the GoFundMe support page. Do you see a little banner on the top saying we need more information before we can send your funds?
No.
Okay, then yeah, this is a whole different thing. Yeah, this is something else. Because I was thinking maybe I just searched GoFundMe suspended or suspend donations. Can GoFundMe suspend donations? So I don't really know how they could suspend. Maybe it's because account inactivity or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man. Settings. We don't give a lot of options here, man. Start new fundraiser. I don't know, man. I can't see what's doing that.
Hmm.
Manage. So when someone tries to donate, what's the air?
You hit the donate button and it takes you to donations pause. Our team has contacted the organizer with a solution, and donations will resume once the issue is resolved. And then it also says, how can I help? Please reach out to the organizer and ask them to sign in to GoFundMe and check their account to resolve the issue.
I don't see anything, man.
Hmm.
Inside the account, I don't see anything wrong. Actually, honestly. Update.
It says sometimes the GoFundMe organizer or beneficiary will receive an email titled "Important Message from GoFundMe." So,
Keep your account safe. Add your phone number. Let's see. So Daryl, when you trying to donate, it said they sent a message to the
Yeah, so I mean, you said it was 18 months ago, your last activity, so it might have been something way back then.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm just verifying this number here, man. Let's see, 350. Your number is verified. What's that do? Do anything?
Let's see.
I might have done something. See if you could try it again, Daryl.
I just clicked on it. I got the same message. Yours is
All right.
different, Benign.
Oh, I didn't try to donate. I was just reading off of GoFundMe.
Oh,
Everybody cool with this design though
What design?
for
yeah.
the app. At least the
Okay.
colors. I'm
Okay.
working on a couple of bugs right now, but it's coming along.
You see it, man. Oh, that. Oh, yeah. See that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this login situated so at least it be secure for what I know.
This person that donated was Terrence Chase, man. 18 months ago. Keep your fundraising momentum going by sharing. Share your fundraising. Okay. I'm going to click again and tell me what you get. What do you get this time? Chanel Danielle's in the room. Shalom.
I get the same thing. You know, I know
On that link right there?
I'll refresh it.
Come on, homie. How come I can get in? Donate now. Let's see. Donation pause. Okay, our team has contacted the organizer with a solution, and donations will resume once the issue is resolved. How can I help? Please reach out to the organizer and ask them to sign into GoFundMe and check their account to resolve the issue. I don't see anything in my account, man.
Does anybody have a sign in for the GoFundMe? Because I don't have a sign in page. I'd have to sign up. So I was thinking maybe that's why I'm getting the message.
All right, man. I don't know, man. Gave it my best. Daryl said he's still getting the same message. Update it. Update.
Let me try the cookie thing. Try it all. Yeah, same thing again.
Same thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I stole a new one. Stole a new fundraiser.
Yeah, I'll get it on Cash App.
All right, man. I guess that's it, man. We just I'm here. Nobody saying anything.
Came, Ak. Shalom, shalom, brother. Shalom.
Shalom, Moray.
In the house.
Shalom, Peter. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Thank everyone for listening. Until next time.